Hi guys, this is Liz with 143 Handmade, and I am here to do my Crazy Us quilt number 3, block number 29, second to last block. Getting super close, and then we can start doing, all the embellishing and the trimming and all those fancy bits. Let's see, do I want to use? Don't really want to use such a crummy piece to get started with. Let's see, but I will use this little piece. Let's see. Straight edge I put right there, so we'll use straight edge to straight edge instead of dealing with that little weird swoop cut thing there. Okay, switch back to my straight stitch. And off we go. This is a super beginner friendly, easy quilt design, style of quilting. Some of the pieces are crumb pieces. That's what this is. It's just where it's the small pieces that are all sewn together. Some of it is longer pieces, like this is an offcut. Hang on. Okay, I had a puppy getting a little upset. I think he's just tired and grumpy. It's my daughter's dog. But she's not home from work yet, so he doesn't want to settle. And so there we go. Second to last block, almost done. I can't believe it. Well, obviously I can, done this before. I've made, I actually don't know the number off the top of my head, the number of blankets that I've made. It's creeping up there. A lot more than I ever expected when I first started quilting. I never expected to make blankets for anybody else. Well, hello, Miss Secret. This is my daughter's kitty. Her name is Secret. And she likes to cause mischief. She is one of the most curious kitties I've ever met. All cats are curious, but not like she is. It's unique. She just kind of wanders around asking, "What's this? What's this? What's this? What's going on? What's?" You can see it in her face as she's watching me, and she's seen me sew. She's let's see, it's creeping up on August, so she's gonna be 3 in August, 3 or 4. Wow. She and my cat Lady Lovely Lashes are from the same litter, but I don't know, my brain doesn't track time very well as well as it probably should. So, but anyways, anybody can do this quilt. It doesn't matter, how good of a sewist you think you are. If you can sew at all, you can do this, and you can learn as you go on this project and still have a finished blanket at the end, even if you feel like you totally mangled like a bunch of the seams. It will not matter in the end. It will all come out and it will all look fine. Because the way all of the seams are overlapping and the fact that you're using scraps and none of them are straight to each other. And so, but as I was saying, you can totally do this. Your seams do not have to be perfect. They do not have to be consistent. They do not have to be, perfectly straight. You want them to be straight-ish, but, having the occasional pucker and that sort of thing in your blanket is not a big deal. I actually kind of like that, and I add texture to my blanket intentionally. If you go back and watch the rest of the series, you will see that in some of the squares that I, you know, I intentionally leave to fray out quite a bit and that sort of thing. There we go. Cut off that bulk and flip. Let's see. And I think I'm going to go ahead and just finish this corner while I'm here instead of turning, because I already have it lined up, so I might as well just finish it out. I need a piece that wide. See, that's definitely wide enough. Now is it long enough? I'm pretty sure it will be. Where's my... yeah. It'll be more than long enough. So, let's see, I'm going to scooch it this way. The edge is right there. So that way it puts the most of the bulk that I'm going to be able to trim off on the salvage edge. But that's one of those little things that you will learn, and you will pick up on how you want to salvage, you know, your extra bits, you know, as you go. And there's no right or wrong way. You don't need to worry about that at all when you first get started. You will waste more fabric at first. You just will. And that's okay. That's part of the learning process. It's not wasted if you have learned something. You know? I think that we get, artists in general, we tend to be, you know, awfully hard on ourselves. And I've noticed that in the sewing world especially, because people get really hung up on this idea of, you know, the perfect seam allowance and things of that nature that you just don't need to worry about. It's really not that big a deal. There are no sewing police that are going to come, you know, check your seams. That's not how that works. There's, you know, let's see, I've already used that one. Fresh fabric. So give yourself permission to waste a little fabric as you're learning. And I mean, don't be careless, but at the same time, just acknowledge that during the learning process, you're gonna make mistakes and you're gonna mess up some fabric. And that's okay, because it's the cost of learning. And in the end, you will be able to, you know, have learned a new skill, and that is incredibly valuable. You know, it has so many health benefits beyond just the learning of the new skill. Just mentally, there's learning new skills has so many benefits. You know, that I think that, you know, everybody should be always learning something. You should always be taking a class of some sort, even if it's just a YouTube series. You know, you should always be, you know, trying to learn something new all the time. So, you know, that's just my 2 cents on it. And obviously, you know, I don't get to decide for you. You decide for you. And isn't it a fabulous world because of that? And here we go. We're going to flip this over. I believe I have that lined up good to where those angles will work and cover that corner. If not, then I will patch it with a raw edge applique. So don't forget to check out my eBay store and my Etsy store and see what I have going on there. I listed some crumb quilt blocks not too long ago, and they sold very, very quickly, so I will be getting some more of those out as soon as I can. So I just want to say thank you to everybody that purchased those. Now what I've done is I flipped over the block. I think I'm done, and I'm feeling to make sure that everything is laid flat underneath there. And I'm running around this outside, not on the line, you know, inside from the line. And you can do the stay stitch right, you know, right on your line, or where it'll be buried in your seam allowance, you know, all of those things. I don't worry about whether or not the stitches show. I kind of like the idea of the extra stitches, and I do add extra stitches during the embellishment phase. So I just let them be. But I do go ahead and switch to my basting stitch because it's, I don't know, I've been told that it uses less thread. I don't understand exactly how, but okay. I do know that it does open the stitch up quite a bit, and it's a nice wide, or not wide, but long stitch. And so it zips around really quick. And here we go, we're back to the beginning, and then I can check my edges and make any adjustments. So, and you might notice I have two different color threads, one on the bottom and one on the top. I don't worry about that with this quilt. I just use all of my scraps, bobbins, threads, all of it. Okay. Yep, I went around, I got it all good. Everything is covered nicely. So that was block number 29. So we have one block left. Thank you so much for joining me.